pleated shorts. I'll put the info down below, but I wanted to do some shorts. I was debating. I was like, do I want to do shorts or do I want to do a dress? And I decided to do the shorts first. Um, so yeah, we're about to get started on that. I haven't decided what size I'm gonna do, which is probably something I should have done before I started. Um, Before I came downstairs, because everything else is upstairs. Figure out. Actually, no. I'm just gonna put it together first, then figure out what size we're doing. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so that's what I have going on right now, and then I have other stuff right here that I'm about to cut. Before I get the taping. Taping is usually the longest part. Well, not the longest part. Good morning. So I got this far with the shorts the other day. Let me see. I sewed the back together. I did the darts and everything for the back pieces. I sewed, oh, a little close, back up. Okay. I sewed the crotch seam on the shorts, and then this is the front of the shorts. I finished the zipper, which is what I wanted to essentially do, is finish the zipper. So we have the front and the back. Next, we have to serge. I'm pretty sure the pockets, some of like sides. I forget what else was I supposed to be serging on the front. Oh yeah, I have to serge the seam, serge the pockets. We have a little ways to go, but I do think we're gonna finish today. I have to go grocery shopping today as well. So, hopefully I'll finish. I want to finish this so I can wear it to go grocery shopping, but I just don't think that's gonna happen. So we're just gonna see how far we get before it's time to go. So I didn't finish the shorts, even though I kind of figured I wasn't going to, but I did get pretty far. So when I first started today, I just had the front and back done, and I started to add the pockets. So right now what we have, I don't know how much of this you can see. I'm a little close. Well, I'm not close, y'all close. But no, this is what we have so far. So we have like the definite like short, like the crotch seam together. We have pockets. We do have the zipper. So all that's left really is to hem the bottom and to do the waistline. So I was having a little bit of, oh, and I also have belt loops. So I have what, six belt loops. So I was having a hard time figuring out like what size should I make, because the pants, so the pants that I made was that's my dog, if you can hear that. But I made the wide leg pants by Kiana as well. Kiana? I love how I came up with a whole new name. And I made a size 6, and even when I made it back then, it wasn't very tight. Like I can still put them on today, but it's one of those things where it's like I'd rather not. So I made another pair for my grandma, and hers was a size 10, and I was like, well, this is fine. I mean, because I still have the pants because I have to hem them for her. They were a gift from a long time ago, but anyways, I just didn't know what size to pick, because the 10s, I was like, that's really big in the waist. Like it's really big in the waist. So I decided to go with the 10 as well, because I looked at Levi and I fit in their 28, and that kind of corresponds to the 8, sort of. Like the hips, these are supposed to be oversized, so they're going to be bigger in the hips regardless, but I was looking at the waist, and I was like, I would rather than be too big than be too small, because there's nothing you can really do with something that's too small other than take it apart and use the fabric for something else, which I am going to do. Even though I'm very proud of those pants, I might turn them into shorts. I'm going to use the bottom half, because there's a lot of fabric on the bottom half because they're that wide. So I could probably, so I did a 10 because I was like, if anything, I can take them in a bit if I really need to, but also I'm not opposed to wearing a belt. So I did try these on, and of course they're big in the waist. I put them on and they just go. um, so I'm hoping, but the thing is, you have to ease this part into the waistband, which I also have. I have my waistband here, and I'm thinking, if it's supposed to be, I don't know what came first, this pattern or the other pattern, but see, this actually doesn't, you can't see that, so this actually doesn't give as much wiggle room as the pants do, so I'm choosing the overlap thing. So I think we're gonna be good with the waistband. I don't know if you can see that. Whereas like the shorts were like falling off. This seems like it's gonna be fairly true to size. Which is what I want in the waist, so they stay up. And then it seems like they're gonna flare out a bit. Because the waist on the 10 was like what, a 31 for the finished garment. I believe it was a 31. I could be lying. But that's why I decided to go with that one instead of the other one, because with the 8, I believe it was a 30, and I know in Levi's, the 28 pants is a 30-inch waist. But I was like, again, I would just rather it be too big than it be too small. Because also, like, if this is too big, I could just keep everything how it is, but sew it, place that button a little bit further, so that way I will have to pull it a bit, but it probably could be a little bit tighter, if I really need that to happen. So that is what we have. We are gonna go grocery shopping, and then I'm also looking for Renee's Raps new CD. But yeah, that's kind of the goal. Also, I didn't have interfacing. So what I did, so this was supposed to have interfacing. Some parts of the zipper was supposed to have interfacing as well. So what I ended up doing, because I had a ton of this fabric, I believe it was like either 3 yards or a little over 2 yards of this fabric. And I actually do have interfacing now that I'm thinking about it. It's in that bag. But I decided to just cut out extra of this and then baste them together. So it will give a little bit of reinforcement. And that's just kind of how I decided to do it. I'm excited for these shorts. I'm a little nervous because part of the reason why I put down sewing for such a long time was because I felt like I was doing projects, and it just felt like every single project had something wrong with it, or something that I just didn't like. It either had fitting issues, or I chose the wrong fabric, or I didn't take something to account. Like, you guys saw that lace thing that I had. It was like this lace thing. Granted, I started this so long ago. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I started it a very long time ago. However, I don't think I changed too much in terms of body. But the thing is, I just don't think this was gonna fit me before either, because like I literally struggled to get this thing on and then to get it off, and I do think that I was supposed to choose like a stretchier lace. This does stretch just up and down. You can't see that. But it doesn't stretch sideways, which is initially what you would want. And then I also have, like, that gave me like a few, but like trying to get this on, absolutely not. So yeah, I'm excited though to be back sewing, because there's nothing like a good old sewing project. It felt really nice to be able to sew something that I want instead of trying to find something in the store. But hopefully it fits. Because if it doesn't fit, I'm gonna be sad. If it does fit, I'm gonna be happy. Yeah, I'm excited because I've been on this journey of personal style. And granted, this is leftover fabric, because since Joann is closed, I mean, there's a few Michaels, but it's just one of those things with the closure of Joann's. It's like, y'all really took over blocks, like a bunch of stores took over blocks, made it so like other fabric stores, like smaller fabric stores, couldn't survive. And now that you're gone, it's just kind of like I feel like they should. I don't know. Like, it's just so odd. So I've been looking for stuff online, to buy it, because Michaels doesn't have a good selection. I will go to Michaels for yarn stuff like notions. I had no issue with that, but fabric is kind of just like doing something else, and it sucks too because I just feel like this whole Joanne closure, it just didn't need to happen. Like looking at, I live in a college town. I live in a state that has multiple colleges, D1 schools and stuff like that. But with that also comes art classes and stuff like that. I went to a high school that had apparel classes. That's how I got into sewing. And it's just so interesting because it's like y'all really didn't have to fumble this bad. I'm exploring other options for fabric, especially now that I have to wrap my mind around the fact that I'm probably not going to get as good of deals that I used to get at Joann's. So, but yeah, that is the update. I'm just waiting to go to the grocery store. I have my shorts. I'm so excited because if this turns out well and I like it, I can see myself making at least one or two other pairs. I want a solid color if it looks well, looks good, and I want one made out of corduroy, but I don't know if this. I feel like I would have to definitely change the needles. It'll be a whole process, but I do want these. I'm so excited. Yeah, I don't remember how much I updated you guys, but I do have the belt loops here, waistband, and then we have the shorts. And I'm planning on finishing this today. And I'm so excited because hopefully this turns out well. But I think it will. They are looking a bit big, but we shall see. I'm excited. So let's get to it. So, update since the last time you've seen me, the waistband is on the shorts. I have the belt loops on the shorts as well. I actually lost a belt loop and had to make another one. Don't know how that happened, but here we are. And we are currently working on this side, and then all that's left is to hem once we finish that. So I am planning on being finished today, and then I might do, and then I will update you guys on my knitted sweater. It's still going, and I also want to pick out a new sewing project once I finish this. So let's go. Okay, I just finished the shorts. This is what they look like. So these kind of remind me, now that I'm like really looking at them, like those boxer shorts that was kind of like a trend for a moment. I didn't participate because I was like, I'm not buying men's boxers. But these look really cute. They're longer, and I took my time with the hem for once in my life, and I'm so glad because that turned out really nice. These look really, really cute. I kind of wish I used a linen maybe, or like, I thought this was a cotton. I grabbed this fabric from my stash. I don't really know what it is. It's not, it could be cotton. It might be cotton, but I wish I kind of chose something that was a slightly heavier, because I find that it's not really, I mean, it's flowing fine, but I also kind of just feel like, I don't know, a slightly heavier weight fabric would have been nice maybe, but we are done with that. So I am going to be looking for a new pattern to make, and I may or may not also be ordering fabric online, which is a first. I want to start making my way through this book. This is Pattern Making for Fashion Design, the 5th edition. So I'm taking notes. I'm gonna do some of the stuff in here, make my own patterns. I'm so excited for that. But I'm gonna be picking another design and hopefully I can find fabric. I may go with Mood because Mood has like free stuff, free patterns. So I might go for that. I might just look for a free pattern for this. So this is not fabric that I personally bought, but honestly, I feel like this would have been way better as shorts because this is heavier. But actually, my grandma brought this for my mom, and she wanted me to make her a curtain for like a half one. It's like a half window situation. Never made it, and she ended up just buying them because I didn't do it fast enough. Which, okay, this actually might be cotton. This feels more like cotton to me. I wish this feels like it's cotton. Okay, Joann's. Hold on. This is cotton. Okay, so this isn't cotton, which makes so much sense. And the pattern did call for something like a cotton or a linen, so that could also be why it's not really. It's flowy. I will say that I probably would wear this with a longer shirt because I do feel like it looks way better with the top part covered because like the darts and the pleats just they're not. I mean, they're holding, but they're not. But it is cotton, and it feels like cotton. So yeah, I should have used cotton. I am so excited for this. I know, like, this is my first project, like sewing project being back, and I'm actually really proud of it. Hi, it's the next day, and the pants are finished. I just don't think that there's anything else for this vlog. I didn't say goodbye or anything. I just kind of like left. But before I go, I did place an order for my fabric. Um, I picked my fabric for the next project. I finally decided on it. Don't know if you can properly see that. Um, hi and but I want to do the style A. So style A is this. Let me click on it. Okay, how do you make it bigger? I guess you can't make it any bigger, but, and you can't see exactly what this looks like, but it's like a pattern dress all the way down. I might insert like a picture of the picture. Okay, you are in the way. So that's what I'm planning on making. And let's see. These are the fabrics that I decided to get. I don't know if you can really see what they are, but pretty much I just got cotton. So my personal local Michaels do not have a good selection of fabric. None of the Michaels really do around here. So I also saw like online they have like Joann shoppers like little tab, and it does say we have this many fabrics, and it's like a ton of fabric. Like I think they took Joann's, like they bought out Joann's and got their fabric too, even the licenses for like Star Wars and like other Mickey Mouse and like stuff like that. But the thing is, they're not in store. So I've just kind of decided, like, if I'm not going to be able to actually go to the store and touch the fabric, I'm going to have to buy online anyway. I'm going to find other places to shop other than Michael's. And that's not me trying to be mean or anything, but the prices are going to be the same. You know, every now and again, Michael's will have like a little discount or whatever, but I doubt it's going to be as good as Joann's. So why not just find new fabrics? But ultimately, I went with Fabric Depot, and I'm also going to start creating a fabric, like, not journal, but like a fabric situation where like from every project I'll cut out like a square, and maybe I'll like staple it to a page and I'll write information about the fabric. I never had to do that just because I'm able to go and feel and touch the fabric. I will be keeping track of fiber content, where I bought it, all that type of stuff. I still have a few other things that I need to get. For example, I'm still going to need to get a zipper, and I'm still going to need to get a double fold bias tape for this particular project. But I'm not stressing about it until it gets here or until it's on its way. Yeah, we got one project down, which was the shorts, and I'm still working on my knitted situation. I didn't show a lot of me knitting because I was actually kind of really focused on this sewing project. Yeah, that's it, y'all. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.